Hi, I'm Carol Wilson, Editor-at-Large for Light Reading, and I'm here with Shawn Hakl, the Senior Vice President of Business Products for Verizon. Thanks for being here, Shawn.
Hey, thanks, Carol. It's great to talk to you again.
So we're here at the MEF event, MEF 17 event, and the big news is, of course, MEF 3.0. One of the things that's interesting to me about this is MEF is going, obviously, beyond carrier Ethernet and trying to work on common APIs and things like service definitions for other services. And one of those services is SD-WAN. They've just had a big white paper about that. So you remember the MEF board. Why is this important that MEF do this?
So a couple different things, right? So what we have to look at is what you're trying to achieve. And I think what you're trying to achieve is implementations that add value across the industry, both to our customers and as to carriers as consumers of the technology. And so having a common definition of what the services are and how they interface with other services really helps unlock the value. It also helps expectations for what you're getting and knowing, when technology is changing, technology is evolving, there's a natural predisposition to kind of reposition everything that you had before as something new going forward. And while that might be effective for marketing, it doesn't do much for engineering. And so, right, and so I think to be, what's very, very exciting about the MEF 3.0 vision is the fact that it covers how services integrate. It reflects the realities of, the need to connect cloud to cloud-based services. It reflects the importance of security. So very, very excited about that. The other thing is I think they took a wise decision in terms of really digging down for the first detailed spec they released on the SD-WAN side, because SD-WAN is a technology that we obviously at Verizon have put a lot of energy into. We have a lot of deployments out there at this stage, and we're using it at different parts of our business. So, we're using it in the enterprise segment, very, very, marketing it as a service itself, right? SD-WAN delivers a lot of value to the enterprise. And then there's sort of the more virtualized router implementation aspect of that when you implement for sort of simplifying your business for the medium business segment. And well, they're both sort of related tangentially. I think sort of the SD-WAN spec specifying here's what you should expect in terms of application-aware policy level, the security implementation, and the dynamic policy management versus sort of just virtualizing a router over here is important differentiator for the customers that consume the SD-WAN services, right? They don't, the knowledge necessary that you get out of sort of the virtual router piece doesn't cover the important part of linking the policy layer, which is where I think a lot of the magic in the SD-WAN comes in, is that policy layer is where a lot of the innovation comes in.
Okay, so I think it's important from the customer standpoint that they know what they're getting when they say they're getting an SD-WAN service that's coming with all these other attributes that MEF 3.0 describes. Okay, that makes sense.
Did I buy just a virtual router, which has benefits, right? It gives me software-based control, better telemetry, or am I getting the whole set of sort of next generation sophisticated policy management services, which is really where I think a lot of what customers are looking for innovation, particularly on the enterprise side. But on the flip side, when you look at it, everybody cares about performance, everybody cares about resiliency, everybody cares about security. It's just, it's really just a difference by customer segment on who cares more about the specifics of the implementation, who participates more versus who just benefits from it.
Okay, that makes sense. In what ways do you see MEF 3.0 as helping you get to where you get to innovate as opposed to having to do all the underpinnings?
There's a benefit in making software-defined elements in the network that just come from making what you do today more controllable, more visible, easier to integrate. But really where I think the innovation and magic is going to come in is, and you can see how this evolves with virtualization of the data center and how those services transcribe, is the linkage of the different components together. Once you've moved to software-based services, you have the ability to pull them apart, rearrange them, and organize them around an end-user outcome. And with MEF 3.0, when you've got the ability to define those interfaces and there's a common understanding of what they are, there's a common understanding of what you expect when you communicate between elements, it makes it easier, not harder, to link those together in new and innovative ways to create new services. And in the end, that's what you're looking to do, right? Is you're looking to create a customer experience that's more aligned with the business outcome you're trying to achieve. And you can restack and recreate the services, so you're not essentially paving the digital cow path by just by repeating what you did before with boxes with software, but in fact you're taking the piece parts together and recombining them in a way that adds more value to the customer or to yourself as a consumer of that in the carrier case.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, last question. For Verizon's transformational journey, what do you still see as your biggest challenge or the greatest barrier to moving as fast as I know you'd like to move?
Yeah, so it's a combination of things, but I think cultural change is a big one, right? So
Okay.
changing the way, carriers have a very methodical way of implementing services, which is good, right? I mean, people have an expectation of continuously on service. You don't pick up the phone and ever expect it not to ring on the other side, right?
Right.
So that, we don't want to lose that, but there is a lot of value that comes in the agility that comes with a software-based methodology.
Right.
The need to integrate builds a better customer experience. There's a customer service expectation that comes with the next generation of services that probably needs to make its way into thinking more.
Okay.
And so, we are excellent. We are excellent technical people. We have some of the best engineers on the planet. So once you give them a spec of where you want to be, I have no doubt that the whole engine will run there. What I really want to make sure is we don't lose sight of the innovation on the customer experience side, and then and the expectations for the customer experience that people have, and that we're able to fully harness this technology, and then we're able to take advantage of the sophistication and security and performance management and the end user experience that we can get doing this. And so
Okay.
I think that's a big chunk of what we got to get done.
Okay, terrific. Thanks for being here.
I appreciate it. It's always good to talk to you.